Yes.
Thank you so much for coming to our picnic at the Fringe. You have been here for quite a few years now, am I
Not
right?
at the picnic, no.
Not at the picnic,
No,
obviously
no,
not.
only a couple of years.
But
I didn't come last year, but this is my second full run, and then I came the year before that just to kind of run around for 2 weeks.
just to kind of feel
Feel
the
it out,
grounds.
see how bizarre it was. Yeah.
Because you were at the stand, weren't you, beforehand?
2 years ago, I was at stand 4. Yeah.
Yeah, which is sort of breaking in, and now you're here, kind of up in the
mix of things.
in the mix. Yeah.
No, but obviously there's I love the stand, and there's amazing comics there that are not. I wouldn't say Stuart Lee is just now breaking in. I feel like he's a bit beyond that, but yeah.
I suppose I was thinking more about Stand 4.
Oh yeah,
being
it's a small room. Yeah.
a nice. It's a really lovely little room, and it's. I think it's a really nice room to play for your first show.
Yeah.
Which is quite a political debacle, shall we say?
My show is a political debacle. It's more of just a debacle. My show is a debacle.
A debacle. Right.
No, it is political or cultural commentary. You know, I understand that you kind of have to define different genres of comedy, and so people call me a political comic, and I certainly associate with that, and a lot of my stuff is political. But at the same time, you know, in this latest hour, I have 2 minutes on how we use pets to distract ourselves from the news. So it's not all just straight up, you know, President Obama this, President Obama that.
So you're not bound by that.
No.
But it's definitely an aspect. It's definitely a strong element.
Yeah,
in
it's
your
where
show.
it's where my strongest passion is, you know, and the other stuff is just kind of a little added fun.
So remind me of the title. Is it Destruction?
Yeah, destruction, distraction, evolution, and the evolution has a question mark.
Okay.
I don't know whether it'll happen or not.
So my interpretation of it is that you're looking at capitalism maybe and seeing what you think is wrong in that system.
There's definitely some aspects of that. I mean, you know, you can't really look at what's going on in the world right now and not see the flaws in capitalism that are there. That doesn't mean it's a system that couldn't work. I don't think. I don't know. I'm not an economist, so I don't. Actually, that's probably what helps me be able to look at the situation is the fact that I'm not an economist. The problem is you have all these people trained only to see things in one path, whereas by being half a moron, it actually opens me up to see a lot of things. Yeah, I definitely I tackle a lot of the economics. You know, why are we in this situation where supposedly we don't have enough money to do all these things? Oh, we don't have enough money to pay for schools or healthcare or whatever it is. Meanwhile, we dump trillions into war, and you know there's more billionaires than ever before. The top 1% and really 0.1% has insane wealth, more than ever before. And I feel like you don't have to be an economist, you don't have to be a genius to realize the top heavy things fall over. Like all you have to do is picture Philip Seymour Hoffman riding on the shoulders of Natalie Portman. It doesn't last long. That's a short-term thing, right? And if anybody know who that is, just picture an orange on a toothpick, and you'll see how our system is set up right now.
So there's a strong priority of your show to get that message across, and your position on that. Would you say?
Yeah. I don't think I'd be quite as passionate about it if I felt there was a lot of time. Like I don't feel like there's tons of time to dick around, as they say. I don't feel like I feel like these things are crucial, and obviously I make people laugh at the same time. So it is the catastrophe of our world with jokes.
Is that how important? I mean, obviously the comedy is important, but is the message and what you're trying to say taking priority over a really funny bit that you could put in there, but you don't want to because?
Well, I guess there's two kinds of important. There's globally important, in which case I guess the message is more important. But in terms of what's more important to me, the comedy is more important, but just barely. Because my talent, my skill, the thing I've worked at for 15 years is comedy. So comedy is number one, but a very close second is these crucial issues. Yeah.
So tell me about this evolution and the question mark. This is something that I mean, I don't want to give away your whole show, obviously, but I mean, it's something that you're hopeful towards.
I have heard people won't come if they know the ending of whether we evolve or not, whether mankind will pick it up.
She will impart, yeah.
I am hopeful, but certainly not certain. Certainly not certain that we can do it. I view myself as a cynical optimist. I view the glass as half full of shit. And but I am hopeful because I feel like thanks to the internet and thanks to technology, we are in the middle of a communication revolution that it's tough to really comprehend. I mean, it's only been 20 years, and really most of the internet that has gotten around the world has only happened in the last 10. So really, we're a decade in to this information being everywhere and being spontaneous, and it's something we've never seen before, and it can go a wonderful place where people are more informed and answers can come from the bottom rather than the top, because you don't need some massive, scientific university to come up with an answer. There's 3 14-year-old girls in Nigeria that just invented a urine-powered generator. I'm not kidding. Meaning they were able to get the information and do it. There's another kid that came up with a really cheap test to see if you have cancer, like a 12-year-old or something, and he was able to get this information off of the internet. This is a new thing. Like, people couldn't have done this in the past, and so we're in the middle of something beautiful if we can harness it correctly. There's definitely a fight right now going on, cracking down on internet freedom, cracking down on the information, and we'll see which way it goes.
So this evolution it's a figurative sense. It's not as if we're going to...
And I assume we'll develop fins.
Okay,
too, yeah,
as well.
That too, yeah, as well. Yeah.
As well, we're going to be physically going on forward. Yeah. So, with your show as it is, are you able to take bits of it and do other kind of gigs with it as well, or is it more of a whole piece?
Yeah, no, a lot of it I can do other gigs. I'd say about half of it, there's something that's a little too intense for like a 5-minute set.
You have to build.
You can't gotta build towards it. You can't really just walk up there and be like, so let's discuss the Euro in depth. I promise you there's some laugh lines, but I don't know. There's something about some of these bits that it's like it needs a build, it needs some time to get into it. But a lot of it I can do in the shorter sets, and I've been running around, New York City or wherever I've been touring to doing, kind of trying these things out, trying these thoughts out, and seeing where they go.
Is there a power in being in a position where, I don't know how you think about these issues, that you're incredibly informed about them, or you're speaking from a position where you're more of an onlooker, you say you're not an economist. Is there a certain power in a sort of not knowing everything about a topic, and you're able to speak about it more freely that way?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think I put myself somewhere in between. I am an onlooker. I'm not saying I studied these things. I'm not a political science major, but I am reading more of this stuff than your average person, and if it's on a topic that I want to speak about, I probably read a lot more than the average person. And I then, when I see a news story where I'm like, that exemplifies something much deeper, I then can take that and use it in a bit and use the facts so I am kind of very informed for a moron.
So, if we all get sorted and we're all fine, do you have an act?
No. I don't know what to do then. Shit. Yeah, no, I would not have. I don't think I would have an act, or I'd have to go back to the way I started comedy, which is, aren't cotton balls ridiculous? What's the cotton balls?
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen then.
Why? So I'd have to go back to that kind of comedy. But here's the thing: I would sacrifice my career and my act for the fate of mankind, the fate of the planet.
So just say what your show is, when it is.
My name's Lee Camp again. It's called Destruction, Distraction, Evolution, because I feel like it's easier to look up Lee Camp than Destruction, Distraction, Evolution. But and it's at 6:50 at Just the Tonic Just the Tonic Bristow Square, which is inside Club Medina, across from the Gilded Balloon, and it's an hour of talking about what's going on in the world, but occasionally laughing instead of crying. Most of the time, laughing instead of crying. I'd say 90-10, laughing instead of crying.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Thank you.